Hi everybody and welcome to this week's Grow into March, where we're on part 2 of discussing obstacles. So I hope everyone had a wonderful St. Patrick's Day yesterday. And today what we're going to do is we're going to do part 2. So there's kind of two parts to this exercise. So in the first part we wrote down the obstacle that we felt we were going to face, or a challenge that may get in the way of us achieving our goals. And I asked you yesterday to write down all the solutions to your obstacle, all the ones that you could think of. And something that I do is kind of leave the page out there for a day and kind of add things in as they come up. I think kind of the best way to do this is just give it a bit of time. You know, I don't think we act as effectively as we should when we kind of just rush into things. So kind of having the list there is a chance to kind of sit with it for a while. There's lots of other ways you can kind of tap into your inner wisdom of what you should do. And, you know, for someone who's more spiritual, it might be prayer. For other people, it might be kind of asking the universe or looking for signs. And what I like to do is kind of just meditate and sit with it. And just kind of trust that the answers will come, because they always do. So you have your list here in your obstacle. So the obstacle that I made up, which is an imaginary one, which I have experienced in the past, is a person not pulling their weight in a group project. So I'm kind of thinking of our students who may be going on to college next year, and something that kind of happens a lot in college and in the working world is group work. But working with others can be challenging, especially if you have a different point of view and different styles of working. Some people are more hands-off and some people are more full-on. And I'm kind of setting this up as a way to do interpersonal effectiveness next week. So this will come up again, so stick with it. So the solutions I wrote to my problem, now just bearing in mind that there's no silly solution, I think you should just write everything down. No matter how ludicrous it sounds and, you know, how bizarre out there, it really doesn't matter. All solutions are solutions. It doesn't mean you're going to use it, but I think it's important to write down everything that comes up in your mind. So I wrote as a solution to a difficult person in my group, ask the person to leave the group was one solution I came up with. Ask to switch groups to a different part of your class. That could be another solution. Leave college for good. That was something that came up. You know, if I don't have to go to college, then I don't have to face this problem. 4, not go into class until the project is over. 5, write down what I want to say and role play it with my friend. 6, ask the person to do more work. 7, yell at them until they fall into line. You know, that was something that came up. See, there's no silly solutions. Doesn't mean we're going to use them though. 8, tell your lecturer and ask for their advice. Or 9, ask the person to meet with you, tell them how you feel and explain what you need from them. Okay, so I have 9 here, so I'm going to whittle them down. Okay, so the first one, asking the person to leave the group. No, I don't think that's a good idea. 2, ask to switch groups. No, I don't think that's a good idea either. 3, leave college for good. No, that's definitely not what I want to do. 4, not go into class until the project is over. No, because there's going to be other projects again, so I don't want to do that one either. 5, role play with a friend what I want to say. I like that one, so I'm going to tick that one. 6, ask the person to do more work. I'll tick that. That seems like kind of a good one. 7, yell at them until they fall into line. Well, maybe I would like to do that if they're being quite difficult. You know, I'd like to tell them, like to give out to them, but I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's going to get me anywhere. 8, tell the lecturer. No, I'd rather just address it myself. I don't think that's a good idea on reflection. 9, ask the person to meet with me and tell them how I feel and what I need from them. Oh yeah, I like that one. Okay, so the ones I took out are my reasons for it. Asking the person to leave the group or switching groups. I think they're kind of big options. The first one actually, although I was annoyed when I was thinking about this situation, asking a person to leave a group is a bit mean, and I'm trying not to be a mean person. So I won't do that one. Switching groups, no, actually, I know it's a solution and there's probably a group I'd prefer to work with. But actually, I've done some work in this college project, so actually, no. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I worked hard and I don't want to have to do more work than I need to. Leave college for good. Yeah, I have had days when I was in college where I wanted to leave for good, but no, I'd like to stick this through and I love my course. 4, not going to class until the project is over. No, because we're going to have to do projects again and I'm just going to get down marked, so that one doesn't suit me either. I want to get my full marks. I put in my work, so I deserve the reward of good mark. Write down what I want to say in role play with a friend. Yes, that is a good one for me, because when I role play with people and I write down what I want to say, I'm more effective in what I say. And I do find conflict with people quite difficult, so it would be good for me to role play it out. Ask the person to do more work. Yeah, I could just be assertive and say, this is what I've done, I need you to do this. Or, I've noticed you haven't done X, Y, and Z, could you? Tell the lecturer I don't want to do that, because, you know, it's college. And also, this, you know, I wouldn't like if someone told on me to the lecturer, so I don't want to do it to anyone. And then yell at them until they fall into line. You get more with honey than you do with vinegar, so I kind of know from personal experience that yelling at someone never gets you anywhere good, so I'm not going to do that. And then 9, ask the person to meet with me and tell them how I feel and what I need from them. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 left. So I have my top 3. So asking the person to do more work, I think I'll give that a 3. And the reason I give that a 3 is I want to do something kind. Yeah, you know, telling someone, I just believe maybe if I tell the person, it's not going to be effective because I'm just going to tell them to do more work and maybe they don't know why I'm upset. So I'm going to give that a 3. It's something. I don't think it's the best one I wrote down. Ooh, this is hard to pick between these two. Write down what I want to say and role play it with a friend. Yeah, that's quite good. And then the last one is ask the person to meet with me. Tell me to tell them how I feel and what I need from them. I'm going to give the role play a 2. I feel number 1. Okay, so the one I think I'm going to go with is ask the person to meet with me to tell them how I feel and what I need from them. So, yeah, it's quite close. But yeah, actually, I don't really need to roleplay with my friend because I kind of know what I want to say. I'd like to meet with the person because I want it just to be us two. I want to tell them how I feel. So I know if you go into a conversation, you start with, you did this and you did that, doesn't really work with, you know, pointing the finger never works. Again, honey over vinegar. So what I'm going to do is kind of tap into how I feel and what I need from them. So something I might say, but I'll go into this next week, would be, hi, I want to meet with you because I feel a little bit frustrated because I did a huge portion of the work and I feel that I need some support for it to be more equal because I'm just feeling quite stressed with the amount of workload I have in this project at the moment. And what I need from you is to finish off the last 3 pages of the report and I'd really appreciate it if you did. So that's just me off the top of my head thinking of what I'd say. It's not like the perfect answer, but we'll go more into that next week. So there's kind of a framework I'm going to use for this, and I'm going to bring you through it next week, but that's just me brainstorming now. So what I want you to do is I want you to go over your list, read them over, look at the pros and cons, and just pick your top 3, and from that, pick the one you want to go with. And then you can make a start on thinking about ways you go about that solution and how you can execute it over the coming days. So, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next Thursday for our last week in Grow into March, where we will be looking at will. So what will you do? How will you do it? And we're going to do a bit of interpersonal effectiveness too. Have a great day. Take care.